Hi there, this is the story of Nebius, ticker symbol NBIS. By the way, this is the former company Yandex. If you know about that search engine, Yandex, if you ever use it. Now, the market cap is about or close to $18 billion and the price $75 per share. Went up from $19. This happened because of their recent growth rate, higher growth rate than expected. And now the most important question is whether Nebius is a great investment at the current price. And the answer, you will find it in this box. During this video, I'll open the box and I'll show you the answer. Now, to understand that answer, you have to look at their business, their next steps, and how much they can grow. Revenue over the last 3 years, quite small, 14 million, 21 million, and then 118 million. And more recently, Q2 2025, revenue up over 600%, 105 million. That's great, that's great. And their earnings over the last 3 years, they have started to decline from 700 million to 200 million, and then a loss of 600 million. And more recently, Q2 2025, they reported a profit over 500 million, higher than the revenue. So how come? How come that was possible? Well, you also have to know that if you look at their operating earnings, were minus 111 million. But because of the change value in their securities, their investments, they reported a profit of 500 million. And that's why their earnings were higher than their revenue. You have to understand this. Now, if you look at the revenue, Q2 2025, 100 million, or 2024, full year, 100 million. And look at the market cap, current market cap, 18 billion, you see that it's way overvalued. And why is that? Because if you look at the balance sheet, yes, they have only 2.5 billion in cash and investments. So small. But this amount to the current market cap, way too high. And their debt close to 1 billion. So nothing there. I mean, meaningful. Well, the biggest increase in the market cap came from the increase in the revenue, high growth rate over 600%, annualized run rate. They have increased their guidance to be about 1 billion for full year 2025. So the revenue will get higher and higher in the future, 1 billion. And this profit over 500 million. But if you fail to understand this, I mean, especially the earnings, you are likely to lose money. That's why it's important. And now, you also have to understand how they make money. Because if you can't understand how they make money, you can't predict their future. So they make money from AI infrastructure. They offer the cloud infrastructure. 55% of the revenue comes from there. Then they also offer some cloud services, 21%. Then another segment, TripleTen, where they offer courses, online education, 23%. And they also started to develop autonomous driving technology. But for the moment, this is quite small, only 0.2% of the revenue. So the biggest driver are from AI infrastructure, cloud services, and education. So now you have to predict, will AI infrastructure grow more in the future? Will be more demand? Yes. Cloud services? Yes. So plus a plus. Education? I would say flat. Because here the competition is quite tough. Of course, demand will be there for sure, but I don't see huge growth rate. And autonomous driving technology here is a high reward, high risk bet. Now, as there is high demand for AI infrastructures, it's obvious that this company is seen as a great company. And especially as they reported this increase in the revenue, they expect Nebius to keep delivering. And if you look at the estimates by 2028, The revenue is expected to reach 3.2 billion. Now, when you compare 3.2 billion, and if they continue to grow from this level to have a growth rate, let's say over 20% a year, then yes, the market cap may reach 30 billion. So from this level, from 20 billion, the market cap may go to 30 billion. But you also have to keep in mind their growth rate, because if the growth rate goes flat, the market cap won't reach 30 billion, it will go down. Because you also have to take into account the earnings. What will the margin be? So here you have to be very careful, because this future valuation will depend on their future growth rate. The higher the better. They can reach this valuation 30 billion. And now you compare from 20 billion to 40 billion, you see you barely have a double, less than that. Now, they also, as I said, they have those bets, Avride. If they succeed here, that will be a plus. It can be another driver for Nebius. And also from cloud services, I see here another opportunity. If they can deliver a software where they can gain more market share. Now for AI infrastructure, I also see this as a wave. High demand, and it'll go down, and it'll stabilize. Of course, it won't go down to zero. To go down for a level where the demand is met. Now, you also have to be aware that AI infrastructure is hard. It's hard to make money. I mean, to have high earnings, high profit margins, because you have costs. Your capex is quite high here. Now, with cloud services, here you have software. Your margins are likely to be higher, and that's why I think this segment can grow more in the future. But it also depends on their market share, how much they can gain, what products they offer, what services. In education, I wouldn't bet on it at all, because there is a lot of competition out there, a lot of noise. And Avride, as I said, high risk, high reward. And I don't want to compete with Tesla. For the moment, we have two main players, Tesla and Waymo from Google. Maybe Nebius will be the third player. We never know. But for the moment, here, my prediction is cloud services continue to grow. Here, they might achieve some high margins. And that's it. I wouldn't bet on AI infrastructure. And right now, 55% of the revenue comes from there. So with this company, what I see for the moment, the upside, 30 billion valuation. Of course, it can go even higher if they continue to report this high growth rate, another 600%, and they double the annual run rate to 2 billion next year. You might see a higher valuation, but for the moment this is. And now, you also need a margin of safety from this level. Don't want to take the risk, because this might not happen because of competition. So you have to be very careful with this company, Nebius, especially right now as the price went so high. Now, to open the box and show you the answer whether Nebius is a great investment or not, you can see it here. No, it's not a great investment for me because of the high valuation, competition, and why would I invest in this company where my reward is barely 2x instead of investing in my investment ideas, where my return is higher than 2x and the risk is quite low. So if you go to my channel profile, press join, choose Titan Investor, you have access to my portfolio, where you have far better investment ideas than Nebius. Low risk, high return. They can deliver you more than 2x in the next years. Plus, you also get access to an investing course, other in-depth analysis, and bonus, a stock prediction challenge. If you can predict the increase in the stock price of Nebius in percentages in the next 30 days, and your prediction comes true, you get all my money from Titan members or the other levels you choose to join. So this is a great deal for you. Now, if you want to stop losing money and make real profits, join my membership. And if you have other questions about Nebius, please let me know in the comments.